Hello, my friend, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Daily. My name is Aaron Machbitz. I think anytime a professional wrestler shares their Mount Rushmore, it gives you an inside look about how they feel and think about professional wrestling and really what wrestlers and characters influence them the most. And you can see that by Trick Williams' Mount Rushmore list. So recently, Trick Williams shared his professional wrestling Mount Rushmore, and you can really see where he got his character from, who he's influenced by, and who he really likes. That is also translated to how he performs, talks, speaks inside of the ring. And so here is Trick Williams' Mount Rushmore: The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Booker T, and Razor Ramon. I like those picks. I mean, that's a unique one. Booker T and Razor Ramon are generally not in anyone's Mount Rushmore if we're strictly going off of like who is the greatest of all time. Those two are never in Mount Rushmores. But Booker T and Razor Ramon are certainly in Mount Rushmores if we're going off of personal feelings. Like I have a connection, an investment. I like this person. I learned a lot from them. They're my favorite wrestler. They may not be the greatest of all time, but they're my favorite. And so you get that a lot with Booker T and Razor Ramon. I might be wrong, but I believe Booker T had a hand in training Trick Williams. Now, The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin are pretty obvious picks for almost every wrestler on the planet. I mean, The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin, their influence is so immense, it's actually kind of indescribable. And almost every wrestler who has charisma and flair and can talk in the ring is going to be influenced by The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin. And again, I think Booker T is on there simply because he has a hand in training Trick Williams, and Trick Williams maybe just really fucks with Booker T. And then I love the Razor Ramon pick because Razor Ramon, or Scott Hall, however you want to call him, is one of the most underrated performers of all time. Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, is very good. He could put together great matches with anyone. Obviously, he was oozing charisma, whether he was with the NWO, whether he was Razor Ramon, it doesn't matter. And I like those picks. I like the bottom two picks because, not the bottom two picks, but the final two picks in Booker T and Razor Ramon, because it really does give you an inside look at how Trick Williams thinks about professional wrestling. And then you look at Trick Williams as a whole. A lot of people say he's next up. A lot of people say he's going to be a world champion. A lot of people say he's going to be a top guy. I don't think so. I am not. When I look at Trick Williams, yes, I see a star. Yes, I see someone who has a lot of charisma. Yes, I see someone who can talk and walk and has catchphrases and catch lines and looks good. But I also see someone who has not gotten any better inside of that ring since leaving NXT. He is very mediocre in the ring. Now, was The Rock some sort of ring wizard, right? Was he a technician like Bret Hart? No. But The Rock could do what he needed to do to have a great match. Stone Cold Steve Austin had all skills of professional wrestler. He could be a stunning Steve Austin. He could be a brawler in Stone Cold Steve Austin. Booker T could go in the ring. Razor Ramon could go in the ring. I don't think Trick Williams is there yet. That back fist that he's trying to do looks horrible. And no one's told him that it looks horrible. And he needs to stop doing it. He needs to be able to produce in the ring at a main event level with main event guys if he wants to be a superstar in WWE. Now, if he just wants to be a star, he just wants to be a guy, he wants to win a few Intercontinental Championships, win a United States Championship, have a few main event feuds, but like live in the sort of upper mid-card territory, then great. He's got it all figured out. He's perfectly fine where he is. But if he wants to elevate himself past that into The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin territory, then he needs to be better inside of the ring. He has most of the other skills. He needs a little bit more depth in his promos. You can't just go from catchphrase to catchphrase to catchphrase to catchphrase to catchphrase. If you are going to sell fights, which is what WWE does, they sell fights. How do you get an emotional investment from the crowd so they pay for a ticket to come watch this match? That is selling fights. That is an emotional investment. Trick Williams is not great at that. He hasn't learned that depth inside of his promos to be able to sell a fight and get that emotional investment. Yes, when Trick Williams walks out, when his music plays, people go nuts. They sing his music. Whoop that trick. But it gets quiet. It will get quieter and quieter and quieter and quieter if he doesn't produce. If he doesn't produce more depth and be able to sell investment emotionally on the microphone, and it will get quieter and quieter if he does not produce high level professional wrestling inside of that ring night in and night out, especially when he's going against top guys, Sami Zayn and such. This is very important. So again, you look at Trick Williams, Mount Rushmore, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Booker T, Razor Ramon. You can certainly see how that influences him inside of the ring. And you can certainly see that he carries himself like someone who's in the main event. Now he just has to wrestle and produce on the microphone night in and night out like someone who is a top guy. And maybe Trick Williams will get there, but I don't see it happening within the next 2 years. I see him being kind of an upper mid-card guy. I'm actually more high on Ethan Page. I think Ethan Page could be a bigger star than Trick Williams. Will WWE allow that? Probably not, because they're really going to push Trick Williams as much as humanly possible and give him every opportunity to succeed and become that top guy. And so we will see if that happens. I like his Mount Rushmore. Would love your thoughts and feelings on the matter. Drop them in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.